All right, we've got to talk about the new photos we got from the House Oversight Committee. And one thing people aren't talking about is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. The House Oversight Committee says that there are more photos being released, and they are going to be significantly more damning than what we have already seen, which is really saying something, because the new photos we got just in the last few days are absolutely nuts. And I want to show you some of those photos, but also remind you of a couple things. We're going to talk about all of this today. Before we do, though, if you're watching this video and you're like, who is this guy? My name is Chris Mowry. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, I say it every single time. I have a YouTube channel as well. I make videos there. It would mean a lot if you checked it out. There's a link in the description. You guys are the best. Truly, Adam and I love you so much. On this channel, we're trying to build something big, punch back against a lot of the Republican narratives we are hearing these days. And if you want to be a part of this community and help us grow, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Let's start here. I want to remind you what we're being told about the files that were released. Take a listen.
But I think, again, these pictures, some of these photos are really disturbing. And I know we've put some out today. There are many others. And some of the other photos that we did not put out today are incredibly disturbing. Well,
yeah, so there are more photos to come out. And a lot of the photos that didn't come out possibly didn't come out because they were so incredibly disturbing. There might be some thought about, how to release them, when to release them, etc. This was the oversight Democrats saying oversight Dems received 95,000 new photos from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. These disturbing images raise even more questions about Epstein and his relationship with some of the most powerful people in the world. The Republican Oversight Committee saying, once again, oversight Democrats are chasing headlines by releasing a handful of selectively censored and cherry-picked photos from the Epstein estate. Democrats' hoax against President Trump have been completely debunked. What? Nothing in the documents we received show any wrongdoing. Ranking member Robert Garcia, who you just saw, and oversight Democrats should be ashamed of their disgusting behavior, putting politics above justice for the survivors. That is so, it's almost mind-boggling, sickening how dishonest that statement is. Just those three very short paragraphs are from House Republicans. Obviously, certainly not debunked by any means. We have clearly seen and are getting far more evidence that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends. They hung out all the time, and Donald Trump pictured in this release with lots of young girls. But as I just read earlier today, the committee said in a statement that it was working through over 95,000 photos. 95,000. And we just got like a handful. And once again, some of which Representative Garcia warned are disturbing. So we have so many more photos to go. And I want to remind you of this. Jeffrey Epstein's brother, I feel like this is not talked about enough, but he has talked about this and talked about how these files are BS. They're being scrubbed, as most of us in reality know. Take a listen.
What I do want to talk about is I've been recently told the reason they're going to be releasing these things and the reason for the flip is that they're sanitizing these files. There's a facility in Winchester, Virginia, where they're scrubbing the files to take Republican names out of it. That's what I was told by a pretty good source.
Yeah, 100%. 1,000%, there's no question about it. It's as simple as, why have we not seen the Epstein files yet? They could have released them. Donald Trump promised to release them, and we haven't seen anything. And now the DOJ is being forced to, release them. But what we're understanding is that they're just spending time just going through and scrubbing Trump's names because Trump is all over these files. Epstein survivors and Senate Democrats are now demanding a third-party audit of the Epstein files, very smart, to make sure the DOJ hasn't tampered with, deleted, or quietly lost anything before the December 19th release deadline. Again, that's in 5 days as I record this video. And this is super important because, again, for the first time in modern American history, I would argue, we see the executive branch, being hyper-politicized. All these people at these three-letter agencies being mass-fired and replaced with loyalists, a lot because Donald Trump signed Schedule F and pushed in this unitary executive theory. For all of modern American history, the DOJ, the EPA, the CDC, the SEC, all these three other agencies have been largely independent, shielded from political pressure, independent from the presidency. But now that's no longer the case. And we see Donald Trump wielding the Department of Justice to, do whatever he wants. They are now political arms of the president. The DOJ is not focused on helping the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, the people who have gone through such hell, frankly. They're not focused on that. The only main focus they have is what is politically advantageous to Donald Trump. Some other photos we got here that a lot of people are talking about. Steve Bannon sitting with Jeffrey Epstein on the island, sitting at Jeffrey Epstein's desk. Photos on Jeffrey Epstein's desk that have been redacted but are clearly of women. At least we would assume. There's one in this far corner over here, him laying with a young child. Disturbing. Why Steve Bannon is there, I don't know. I remind you, too, something that's going really underreported from the last release of files is that Jeffrey Epstein played a key role in Brett Kavanaugh's Senate confirmation. If you remember what feels like forever ago, Brett Kavanaugh, when he was being confirmed, when he was chosen as a Supreme Court justice, he was credibly accused of sexual assault, of rape. And what we found in these emails is Jeffrey Epstein was actually guiding some of these questions and telling people what to ask the person who accused Brett Kavanaugh of sexual abuse, what to ask her. I delayed my trip a day, so I'm still around. Tell Burke they should make sure they ask Ford about her medications, what type and for how long. My guess is that Katz won't let her answer. If we go to the next set of emails and we scroll down here, again, they're talking about different medications. And at the bottom, she couldn't recall if the lie detector was given the same day as her mother's funeral or the next day, ? And a list and talking about, medications. Giving essentially, here are a list of medications that she may have taken that have a potential side effect of misremembering. They're trying to make her look dishonest or destroy her credibility so Brett Kavanaugh, can push through his confirmation. Again, somebody who I would argue sexually abused a woman in college. Why was Jeffrey Epstein a part of that? I don't know. It gets deeper and deeper. And again, we have learned the FBI's frantic scramble to redact the Jeffrey Epstein files revealed a trove of emails, Scholl's all-nighters, and almost $1 million has been paid out in overtime as Trump world debated releasing the Epstein files. They are spending tons of taxpayer money to redact these files, to go through and scrub Trump's name. Again, these are the people who are supposedly America first, who care about the Epstein survivors. It's so broken. It's so messed up. Spending a bunch of taxpayer dollars to get it done. Some of the other photos we got that a lot of people are talking about. What is going on here? Woody Allen and Steve Bannon in the Epstein estate. Again, paints a very big picture, a lot of what we're getting of how wide this net goes. How many people, varying ideologically, knew Jeffrey Epstein, hung out with him on this island. This photo is particularly creepy. You have a child's easel board in the back, which is just so disgusting. This is a big photo that people are talking about that was just released. Donald Trump with a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women on Epstein's island. How old these women are, we don't know. We also see this from Jeffrey Epstein's desk, actually. This was zoomed in. This appears to be Donald Trump with a set of women, and Jeffrey Epstein has that photo on his desk. We saw this photo released from the Oversight Committee. This is Jeffrey Epstein holding the Jeffrey Epstein book. He truly believed that he was invincible. Please, 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 please never forget. I mean, it should be so simple. Anytime you're talking to MAGA friends, it should be, but the reality is sometimes it's not. It should be so simple when you're talking to MAGA friends, family members, whoever, debating about this, It's like, why haven't we seen the Epstein files? Because Donald Trump is all over them. If they disagree with that, then it's like logic has gone out the window. But again, it's just as simple as this. Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? Jeffrey Epstein sending that email. Because Jeffrey Epstein has those photos or had those photos, right? So, I mean, it never ceases to amaze me that we're at this point. This is where we're at in American history. One more picture that I'm curious to hear your thoughts about. This is Steve Bannon, Jeffrey Epstein taking a photo in a mirror. And if we look in the back, there's a set of books, and those books appear to be Fire and Fury, the book by Michael Wolff. Why do they have copies of Fire and Fury? Fascinating. We're going to keep you updated on all of this on the Adam Mockler channel and let you know as soon as we get another trove of photos, because this is absolutely insane. And more people need to talk about nonstop, relentlessly, even as tiring as that can get, that Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And at the absolute bare minimum, Donald Trump was best friends with him and knew what was going on the entire time. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching this video. Once again, my name is Chris Mallory, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. There's a link to my YouTube channel in the description down below. Make sure you're subscribed here to stay up to date. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I will see you in the next video.